I'm sorry, but I can't give you enough. Call me up, brother, when the good times come. Call me brother when the good times come. Call me brother when the good times come. Well, I'm hurting now, but I won't be hurting long. Well, I'm hurting now, but I won't be hurting long. Say you're going to find another man. Say you're going to find another man. Say you're going to find another man. Well, ain't no one here can love you like I can. Brother, when the good times come, call me brother
You can now support me on my locals community, Tom's Train of Thought. Membership is free, and you can support me for as little as $2 a month now. Just $2 a month. Link is in the description and in the chat.
But nothing ever stopped me from dusting off my shoes. You might think you'll see me falling to the ground, but I threw up my umbrella when rain stops hitting town. Yeah, on a bad day, on a good day, I don't need no sunshine, 'cause I'm dancing with the rain. You will see me running, thinking I might be insane. I don't need no sunshine, you keep me going strong. I just need my happy face to keep me moving on. Looking out the window, reflecting who I am. No one ever stopped me, not even Uncle Sam. Life might be a struggle, life might be a fight, but I am here to show the world that I can make it right. On a bad day, on a good day, on a bad day, rain keeps raining.
Good evening, everyone. It is May the 7th, 2025 already. Can you imagine that? Holy moly, it's a beautiful day in Central Florida. Too nice to be inside. It was really hot today. It was in the 90s already. So, I was out this morning working in the garden and came back in, went out, took my walk, and then worked on the workbench. So we're going to be doing some stuff on the workbench tonight. We're going to talk about some train shows and show you, and I'm going to show you some of the stuff that I did on the workbench. But if you haven't done so already, smash that like button, because we know you're here, but you got to let Rumble and YouTube know you're here, because we're streaming both on Rumble and YouTube tonight, because it's Wednesday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on Rumble, and Wednesday on Rumble and YouTube. So here we go. We're going to do some train shows and some workbench stuff. So how's everybody doing tonight? Good to see you in here. So Gerald, I think he was the first one in here tonight at 5:18, and then Reggie came in a little bit later at 6:31. So those two early birds. I think they fell asleep though, because they haven't said anything for a while. So good evening. How you doing, Real Artist Jeff and Chasco? Good to see you in here. Glad you could make it. All right, so if you got a Rumble account, go on over on Rumble and check me out over there so we can crank up those hours over there on Rumble. So, because I'm a premium creator over there and I put premium content out, and we got all kind of good stuff over there. And there goes Ken Amos Jr. How you doing, Ken? Glad to see you in there. All right. Woo-hoo. Okay. He keeps on. All right. Reggie says, I'm here. Okay. It's a little slow, but it'll pop up here in a second. Okay. There you go. There's Ken Amos. All right. And you didn't fall asleep. All right. Happy Nurses Week, Reggie. Congratulations. I saw a post on Facebook over there. There you go. Okay. So, all right. So I said I'm a premium creator over here on Rumble. And you know why that is? Because if you haven't done so already, smash that like button. Follow me on Tom Kovichak or Tom's Trains. Hit the bell notification. And better yet, sign up for Rumble Premium. What are you waiting for? You know why you want to sign up for Rumble Premium? Because you have ad-free viewing. Break free from ad breaks. Watch your favorite videos on live stream without advertisement. That means you don't have to sit there and click through 2 advertisements before each live stream or video. Then you get premium content. Gain access to exclusive premium content from creators like Steven Crowder, Dr. Disrespect, Tim Pool. They all have it. Even I have it. I'm a premium creator, and I even have the premium content. But if you're familiar with Mud Club, you get that free. If you're familiar with Timcast IRL's Uncensored, you get that free. And he now has the Green Room. You get all that advantages, and you also get a verified badge and other benefits. It's only $9.99 per month, US dollars, $99 per year. So what are you waiting for? Sign up for Rumble Premium now. Just like he said, sign up for it now if you haven't done so already. I know there's a couple of you on here that already signed up for it. Good for you, because there is no ads when you sign up for Rumble Premium. I've had it for a couple of years now, and it's good. You don't have to watch those ads before the videos and sometimes in the middle of the videos and live streams. So, and I got put out premium content over there on Rumble also. So I'm going to give a big thank you to all my supporters on here, because, you know, I can't do any of this without your support. You can now support me on my locals community, Tom's Train of Thought. Membership is free, and you can support me for as little as $2 a month now. Just $2 a month. Link is in the description and in the chat. Thank you for your contributions during the live stream. I really appreciate it. I would also like to thank all the moderators who have helped me out in the past years. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. I really appreciate it. Okay, so on Monday, I did an inventory of all the kits that I got. And oh my goodness. I counted them. There are over 60 kits that I have to build yet. A lot from Campbell Scale models, 2 from Fine Scale Miniatures, 2 from, what is it? The Hydrocal ones, Downtown Deco. And then I got 2 more Hydrocal ones from other companies. And then when I was up in Timonium a couple of years ago, I picked up about 3 kits from the Craftsman Courtyard. So I got those to finish off yet. And then I got a bunch from Sotomayers. I got maybe about 9 of those. So I'm going to be busy, really, really busy. So tonight we're working on the water tower. And I got to show you what the workbench looks like at this moment. As soon as I get the screen share up here for that. Okay. Let's get that over here. Okay. Uno momento. Okay, here we go. There is the workbench right now. So you can see I did a little bit. I glued all those pieces together right there and opened up 2 of the bags, A and B, and you can see I got all those planks right there, 2 of each in different lengths. And I got the form for the water tower. I sliced it up like pizza pie. I'm not sure if the slices are equal, but I got pretty close to it. When I checked them out, when I put the things in there, I was way off. So I got to figure out how to divide a circle into 8 things with a ruler without using a protractor and stuff like that. So, but I think I got it. It looks pretty good. So that's what it looks like. We're going to be going over there in a little while, but we got to do some things first. So let's do those things first here. So what the first thing we got to do is talk about some train shows, because they're getting slim. Not too many coming up. Last weekend was the big weekend, May the 3rd and the 4th in Timonium and Amherst, and where else did they have it? Good grief. Stewart, and I know there was a couple other ones that had it on May the 3rd, but not too many more, especially here in Florida. And looking at the stuff that I got over here, my goodness. All right, here is trainshows.net. And you can see, let me move it over just a little bit here. Okay. Great Lakes, Winston-Salem, Bunker Hill, Mifflin County, TTOS. There's Anaheim, California, Dublin, Ohio. There's one, May 17th, Brooksville Train Show. That's a Regal Railway one. So there's one in Florida. And then there's Spencer Shops, May 17th and 18th. Reggie, you going to that one? All right. That should be a nice one. We got to get up there one of these days. I think maybe later on this year we're going to go back up to Maryland, so we got to hit some places on the way up there and back. Maybe on the way back, because we're always in a hurry to get up there to see the family. But I'd like to get it when there's train shows on there. But the next Timonium train show I think is in October. So I think that's it. I'll have to check. But that's all the ones that I got here on this one here that I am familiar with. Okay, here's one. Pinellas Park, June 21st. That's a Regal Railway in Pinellas Park. And the other ones are in other towns around the country that I'm not too familiar with. So let's go over to trainshows.com, which they got some more stuff over here. And Wheaton, Illinois has them every month. But let me see. In Greenberg, they got July. Any May? I don't see any May, just Wheaton, Illinois in May, and that's already done. So June 1st over here, where we got June 3rd and 4th, Kansas City, Missouri. Oh, that's January. That's in 2026. Oh, get that out of here. Ooh, I don't want to see that. Okay, July 26th and 27th, Oak, PA. So they're way out there. Not too many. So what else we got? Tallahassee, June, what is that? June, where is it at? 28th and 29th at North Florida Fairgrounds. Senior Chief Andy Zimmerman got a bunch of T-Track stuff up there. And they got one wall from front to the back, almost to the back. There's one O scale. They even have an O scale T-Track up there. They got T-Track in every gauge. They have one in N scale, TT, and what else? HO and O. So they're all up there in Tallahassee because they love that T-Track. So Andrew Zimmerman's got a lot of modules up there that look really nice. And Jeff, he's got one up here. Okay, let's put this up here. No train shows till October here in Lower Michigan. Just set up for me at flea markets. There you go. Well, if you don't have train shows, go to flea markets or yard sales. Okay, there we go. We got a flea market here every weekend in Sebring, and it's always busy. But right now, since the snowbirds are going home, they're almost all gone. Nothing else. Okay, what's Ken Amos got to say? No shows for me the next couple months, having all my teeth pulled. May 19th. On meds now, fighting abscessed teeth from chemo, they say. Don't know which will hurt more, now or the 19th. Well, hang in there. But maybe you'll have a nice set of teeth once all that is over with. You look better than me. Okay, so yeah, no train shows coming up anywhere. So summertime is slim. But let me see. There's some other ones here. D-Land, we got one in July the 12th. In Atlanta, it is in August. So, boom. Okay. So, and another one, October in D-Land. So, not too many. What do we got here? Now, this weekend in Port St. Lucie, Train Collectors Association, that's going to be a really small one. But they got all the Regal Railway ones listed here. Hey, Adventures in Lark, how you doing? Good to see you in here. Hope everything is well, Tom. Yeah, everything is doing okay. We're doing fine, except we're going to have some withdrawals because of no train shows. And you got the train collectors, another train collectors coming up in the Jacksonville in June, don't you? Only train collectors. Yeah, there's also another train show that works. It starts in mid-October. All right, good to hear. One of these days, we'll head back over to Jacksonville. The only thing that with Jacksonville on that weekend, it's the same weekend that Zitnik's has their sidewalk sale, and so this last year we went to Zitnik's. The year before we went to Jacksonville. So probably the next one we'll be going to Jacksonville instead of Zitnik's. And the same thing with D-Land and Pinellas Park, Suncoast Model Railroad Club. In April and October, they have them on the same days. So April, we went to D-Land, and October, we'll go to Pinellas Park to see Robert Sacco over there. Okay, Friday is open to the public. Same for that Saturday. Okay. Okay, TCA convention at the end of June. Yeah, I keep seeing it, but it's never. Here's the Train Collectors Association thing, but they don't have it listed on here. So I'm not sure why that is. You go to meets, and okay, here it is, convention. Maybe they list it separately. There you go. I was just looking in the wrong place. Okay. There you go. There's also another train show. Okay, I've already put that one up in there. Same for that Saturday. Okay. Okay, good to know. All right. So I missed the last one. Missed the last one in Jacksonville. Maybe. Okay, so that's the same weekend as June 28th and June 29th. Yep, that's the same weekend. June 21st to June 28th. Okay. The big reason why is because National is doing show, not the Southern Division. Okay. All right, that's it. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, so there was another one that I wanted to pull up here. What was it? Okay. Regal Railway. All right, so May 17th, they got Brooksville. June 21, Pinellas Park. August 16, Pinellas Park. September 17th, Brookville, and it moved. Okay, come on, back over here. Jeez. In November and December. Okay. So he cut out a lot of them because he used to have them more of them on the West Coast. So all he's got is Brooksville, Pinellas Park, and Newport Richey. He used to have Edgewood and let me see, what's the other one? Orlando. He only does Orlando once a year. So what's this one here? There's the Pinellas Park. Okay. He updated his website here, so it looks better now. Okay. He sells track, and he usually goes to all the train shows, selling his track and stuff. So there you go. Okay, so that's all the train shows I got. The Villages is coming up. Let me see. The Villages train show. I think they got one coming up in September, don't they? No, okay. Camp Villages train show. The Villages. Okay, July 14th, 15th, and 16th. Multi-gauge operating layouts. So I'm not sure this is one is for the vendors though. I think they got one in September for the vendors. Okay. Vendor, standard, vendor. Okay, what's it say for vendor? February 1 and 2, Summer Expo. There you go. September 20 and 21. There you go. So that's the one with the vendors, September 20 and 21. Okay. We got you. All right. So that's all the train shows I got. Let me get rid of all these tabs here. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Boom. One more. Boom. Okay. There we go. All right. So we've been spending a lot of time outside working in the yard. Let me get rid of that one right there. And I showed a video of the bunny rabbits and the birds. I got another one, but I will show that one a little bit later. But I want to show you what I've done in the train room this afternoon, getting ready for tonight. So this is about 23 and a half minutes long in preparation of what's going on. So let me put this up here like this. Boom. Put that up there. There's that. And we'll get over with this thing right here. All right, here we are. It is May the 7th. Time to start a new kit. Last Monday, I did an inventory, and oh my goodness, I got 60 plus kits on the shelves over here. I put them back over here, and put a lot of them over in the living room. I got the bookcase in the living room now. I got a lot of the kits over there. But today we're going to start on the water tower. It's another Campbell's kit. It looks, I've been looking at the directions on there, and it looks like an awesome kit to build. Campbell's Scale models right there. Let me show you what the workbench looks like right now. Voila, it is empty. So we're going to open this thing up. I already took the instructions out of it, and so we'll take a look at this. Shingles, monofilament line, the two forms for the water tower. Bag A, bag B, bag C. Here's the template for the crosses, and here's the roof template. We're just going to keep that off to the side for right now. So I'll bring some of these down here. All right, so here's the what we're going to have to work on right here. First, let's read what they have to say on here. Steam locomotives depend on fuel and water for the generation of their steam power. Of the two, an adequate supply of water was often the more serious problem. Maintaining the proper level of water in the boiler was of paramount importance. If there was too much, there would be insufficient space remaining for the required amount of steam to operate the locomotive. If the water was allowed to get too low, the boiler would explode with terrific force, scattering parts of the engine over a wide area and killing the engine crew and any others in the vicinity. For these reasons, water tanks were to be found along the right-of-way of every railroad operating steam locomotives at intervals to assure a plentiful supply of water wherever it might be needed. Every town, hamlet, and junction had a water tank, and others were placed between these points wherever required, often out in the country, completely away from civilization. In the early years, tanks were all built with tapered staves, so the tanks were smaller at the top. This was required because the hoops were riveted to the required diameter and driven down on a taper in the tank until they were tight. Sometimes in the early 1900s, sectional hoops with lugs for tightening were introduced. Most tanks from then on were built with straight sides. These types modeled in this kit. Changes in humidity and temperature, blah, 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 will make, the drawings look different. Before starting assembly, sort and identify the parts. See master list and cross-reference of drawing. And be sure you visualize each step. Most of the wood parts have been cut to length for you and should need no further work. Okay, if you need to stain your model, this should be done before assembly, as most stains will not take on the glued joints. If you plan to paint the model, this can be done later. Assemble tank wrapper. And that's this right here, a 6 pieces, 3/16 by 1 3/4 by 2 13/16. Glue the 6 pieces of gang planking edge to edge on the template, figure 2, to form the sides or wrapper for the round tank. In working on any of the templates, it's best to spread wax paper over the drawings, blah, 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 to prevent the glue, blah, 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 blah. Remove grade tape atop the template to hold the pieces together, blah, 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 blah. Make sure the top and the bottom edges are exactly even. You want to make sure that is the most important part. Wipe off any glue. Yep, we know that. When glued together, these form full width planks and the glue joints disappears. Before removing the wrapper from the template, run a length of masking tape the full length at both the top and the bottom to give strength while handling the wrapper. Carefully turn it over and run the length of Scotch mending tape along the full length. Okay, so that's what we're going to do right now. But we're going to do an inventory also. So we got to open up this bag A first. Okay, here is bag A. All right, let's get all these together right here, because that's the that goes in between the little round things. We got a bunch of pieces over here. Okay. Oh my goodness, look at all them wires in there. A lot of different size wires. It looks like 2x4s right here. Okay, some smaller pieces right there, some ones with angles on them. Okay, not all of these are the same. It looks like there's a few of them are a little bit bigger than the other ones. Okay, we got a couple of different lengths of these wires here. Try to get all these over here together like these. Oh my goodness, look at all them. Okay, let's see what the inventory sheet says. Bag A1, 9 pieces, roof section rods. That's these right here. Boom. A2, 8 pieces. Door frame and ladder material, scale 2x4s. Okay, right here. Okay. 1 piece, bracket material scale, 4" by 4". Scale 4" by 4". Okay. 364 by 3/64 by 1/2 inch. So that's probably this one right here. That's the one that looked different. 6 pieces, tank wrapper. So that's this right here. Oops, there's another one of these. And another one of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 4 pieces, frost box sides. 3/64 by 25 30" by 2 and 13 30". There's 4 of those, so that's probably this right here. Four pieces, 1/8 by 5 30". Cap timbers, 45-degree cut ends. That's these right here. A7, 8 pieces, 1/4 by 1/4, tank core spacers. Oh, that's these right here. Okay, what was this before? 8 pieces. Door frame, ladder material. Oh, what was that right there? Roof section rods cut to 2 1/4 inches. Oh, that's 18 thousandths diameter. So 2 1/4. So that's this right here. 1, 2 1/4. Those are 3 inches. So what's 2 1/4? Cut to 2 1/4. Okay, so I guess I got to cut them to 2 1/4. Because those are 3 inches. 9 pieces. All right, so we go back down to here. Tank square. Okay, 2 pieces, 1/8 by 5 36. Cap timbers. That's probably them. 2 pieces, 1/8 by 5 36. 1 and 3 inches long. That's 3 inches long here. So we got 2 of those, 2 of those, 2 of these. Okay, 1 piece, frost block foundation, 1/8 by 1 1/8 by 1 1/8. That's this. 3/16 by 3/8 by 1 9/64. One piece. That's probably this. A13 one piece, 1/8 inch channel, 2 13/64. Okay. I don't see anything like that. And then 14, 18, 1 9/32. That's right there. So what's this 1/8 inch channel? 2 13/64. Maybe that's it right there. Oh, there it is right there. That's the channel. Okay, I see it now. Okay, we got everything. On the wrapper, I'm going to glue 3 pieces together like so. Let that dry. And then once that's dry, I'll put the two together like that. That'll make things a lot easier. I have my little scale right here. And what I'm doing is I'm gluing one side, putting that together, and making sure it's straight on the bottom. And get some of the excess glue off of it even beforehand, but we're gonna, once I put it together, a little bit more will probably seep out, so just wipe that off. And then put some on this one here, and then put the last piece together. And then once they dry, I'll put the two sections together. And that's how I keep my glue at the very tip, like that. Okay, so we'll let that sit for a while. On to the next step. Well, I sliced up the each one of these as best I could, like a piece of pie, like that. Okay, and put the dowel in the middle, and then bring it over here. I'm going to let these first two dry up, but make sure that they're tight with the outside. I might be able to put a couple of more in there too. But all I do is put some glue on the top and the bottom, just a little bit, and slide it in there. Not too worried about it right now until I get the other one in the opposite end. And we'll just come over here and make sure that it is hitting the surface. Make sure it all the way around. And we'll let those dry in place for right now, and then we'll do the other four. I just applied the glue on this piece right over here, so we're going to put these two sections together. And then once this dries up, we'll flip it over, and then we'll put some tape on the inside to hold it in place. Well, while waiting for these two things to dry, I got all 8 of those in right there. I got to open up bag B a little bit further because I had to take the dowel out of bag B, but we're going to get the rest of the stuff out of bag B here. And that is for the legs. Now there's 2 bundles here for the legs and the cross pieces and some other timbers here. So we'll figure out what they all are and we'll get started on that. In bag B, we got like 12 different pieces, 2 of each of different length. These are all 5/32. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them different lengths. Then you got the square ones over here, and 2 shorter square ones, and even smaller square ones, 2 and 2, and then the uprights and the braces. So there's everything in bag B, and I have to make several legs. I'm not sure how many it says I have to make, but I'll have to read it. Now comes the fun part. I got a scribe 15 lines on that long uh, uh, sheet that I glued together. Not allowed to hard chew for the first 4 months. My goodness. Whew. Well, we're going to head on over to the uh, over there. Let me get that over there. And I remembered to turn the microphone back on. Okay, so I'm going to shut this microphone off and shut this camera off and head on over there so we can start working on that. I've got a lot of things to do. I'm not quite sure what I want to do first, but you can see all these lines right here. I got to scribe them onto that. And then I got to build with these two things right here. I got to build the legs. I think 12 different sets of legs with cross braces and all that good stuff. So let me head on over there, and I'll see you over there in less than a minute, like 20 seconds. Yeah. Right. Okay, over here now. All right, so I weighed this down. I hope it didn't glue to the block right there. These are the 6 little pieces right there. And this goes around this form right here, like so. But I guess you kind of figured that out. But uh, there's 2 things I could do right now, and that's make up the legs. Now here's the template for it right here. 8 on the right and 4 on the left. So I think the only thing different about them is the way the X is on there, because the one on the right, the X, this part here is on top, and that part there is on the bottom. On this one over here, it's the opposite way. So, and I'm not sure what that X, it has X's right there. I might have to read the directions and see what it says about those X's right there. So I got to get all this other paper and stuff out of the way, because we're going to be using this right here as the template. Dang, Tom is organized. Nah, I'm not really organized. It just took me a while to straighten all this stuff out right here. And now I have to move it up out of the way. And look, I got another shovel again. They put shovels in all these kits. I still got about a dozen shovels from the other one. We don't need no damn instructions till after the, yeah. Well, on these, I think it helps. Get all these things up here. Those are 2 different lengths, or I think there was 3 different lengths. Oh yeah, I put all the other ones, the real short ones, in the little cup right there. But there's 2 different lengths right here. This is 18 gauge wire. Okay, so that's all bag A right there. This is all bag B right here. So I'm going to move these. So I guess these are some of the cross braces that go the bracing between all the legs right here. So they have 8 different lengths, and hopefully I could get them all organized back the way they should be uh, when I get to do that. Okay, so get these rubber bands, and I'm surprised usually the rubber bands deteriorate by the time I open these things up. So I guess the legs are the skinny ones, and the cross bracing is this right over here. So let me read what it has to say. I probably got to cut all of those, huh? Okay, assemble the regular gauge leg frame. So we got 24 pieces each of 3/64 by 1/16 by 2 3/4 inches. Okay, and how long is this one here? So this is the 2 3/4 inch. And then 24 pieces of 16th by 8th by 13/32. Those are the legs. Oh, these are the legs, huh? Diagonal spacers. Okay. That's a 16th by, now this looks more like a 16th by an 8th right there. And this is 3/64 by 16th. I'm going to have to get out my little measuring device here just to make sure. Because, okay. So I'll send you the 37 4-page instruction. Is that 374-page instructions of my sawmill? So you have a heads up on how to assemble ahead of time. Then I'll send you the kit if you want challenge. Uh, that would take me a while. Drawing shows fat legs and cross bracing. Yeah. Well, actually, the drawing doesn't show legs at all. It just shows the cross bracing on there. But I got to see what those X's are on there for. What in the world is the X for? Okay. Inch, 0. Okay. Okay. How come it's going out? One point. It's on millimeters again. I don't want no stinking millimeters. Okay, there we go. I don't live in Canada. 0.049.5 and 0.065. So let's get out this thing right here. 0.06. That's a 16th of an inch. And what I say the other one was? My memory is gone already. 0.049. So 3/64. So is that what they say it is? 3/64 by 1/16 of an inch. Those are the cross braces. So these skinny ones are the cross braces, and the fat ones are the legs. Okay, the legs on the tires are made of 1/16 by 1/8. .115, which is not on here. 125. 0.64. 1/16. So that's the 16th about an eighth. All right. So we're close. So I guess these go this away, is what it looks like. That's the bottom. Regular height tower. I wonder if this one's full size. Yeah, this one right here is full size. I wonder why they card spacers. That throws you off right there what the card spacer is. I have to read up what the card spacer is for because you build it by this right here. Okay, X braces. So on the card spacer, they have X's on there, but on this one it doesn't. So let me read the directions because this has got me confused. what's memory? Isn't that what's on a computer? Let me put this over here. I'll put that on the laptop for right now. Okay. In figure 3A. Okay, this is the figure 3A right here. It says start by cutting 48 diagonal X braces from the 3/64 by 16th B1 bundle to fit the templates in figure 3A. The diagonals must be cut with their wider side against the template. Okay, so my goodness, the wider side against the template. Okay, while cutting the edge of the angles to fit between the legs. Cut them carefully and accurately. Cut the two tower frame spacers from the printed card, diagonal spacer and depth gauge card, and glue them over the shaded areas in the figure 3A. So the diagonals line up with the diagonals on the template. The thickness of the cardstock spacers place the two diagonals at the center of the leg instead of being at the edge of the legs. Oh, oh, oh. So I got to cut these out right here. And that's a spacer. So what it looks like is one leg goes this way and one leg goes that way. Okay, I'm going to have to read this over. Looks like a game of pickup sticks. Memory done blue screen, that's for sure. Okay, I got to look at a top-down view of it. Let me get this thing out of the way since we don't need this anymore. This is going to be fun. A top-down view of this. Yeah, so one leg goes this way and one leg goes this way, and then the spacers go fit in between the legs. Oh my goodness. Okay, so how this works is, okay, so when we're using this side here, okay, let me show you how it looks on here. So this one's flat and this one is up like this. Okay, let's get this again. And so I'm still confused. So there's 12 legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I only see 10. This is confusing. I'm going to have to figure this out. I'm not going to do this on the live part. We'll do that some other time. I'll figure that out because I think I got to cut these out, and the bracing, the cross bracing goes in between. My gears are stripped. Yeah. So we'll work on that part later. We'll scribe the lines on there and see how that works. Yeah, because I'm going to have to play with this. Because I got to cut each one of these to fit in between. And I guess I got to cut them at an angle too. So that's going to take some precision stuff right there. So we'll do that part later. Let me get this glass out of the way, and we'll put the scribe lines on it. We'll do the easy stuff tonight, and I'll do the hard stuff off camera and record it because it's going to take a hell of a lot longer time. All right, so which kit number is this? Let me see. Number 356, right there. Yeah, that's weird because one leg goes this way and the other leg goes this way, and then the cross bracing, I got to figure out how that goes. I don't, because not quite sure. I got to read into that a little bit further. Maybe not when I'm so tired. I might be able to understand it better. So we got to put this over here like this. And I'm going to take a little bit of tape and just tape it on here so I could scribe the lines in there so this doesn't move on me. But I got a little itty bitty pieces of tape. All right. I'll try to put it in here. And another short one over on the other side. Wow, that this thing ends right here on this one. So it's not to scale too much. And I'm just going to put one down here on the bottom. Okay, there we go. If I wasn't tired, I think there's something wrong. Well, I'm usually awake during the day, but I could fall asleep easier during the day. But I'm tired at night, but I can't fall asleep because my mind is still going. But if you could figure that one out. Okay, so here we go. And I think there's 15 lines, and this is where the bands go on the outside. Now it says cut your X-Acto blade in a V, but yeah, right. So I'm going to do multiple score lines on here very lightly and then go back over it. That's the first one. Oh my goodness. And hope that it doesn't move on me. I should put my goggles on, huh? That might help. Yeah, up on the top they're further apart. And on the bottom they're closer together. And I'll do a couple of passes on it, on each one of these. But I'm not sure I'll be able to put a V groove in there like it says to put in there. Goodness gracious. All on one sheet. Oh my goodness. Did you get the older version of it? Because they this is the newer version. Because some of them came out of California, and this one came out of Oregon, Central Port, Oregon, because it's got a new label on it. Oh, you can't see it there. That's the new label. It's going to be harder to hold on to that. I'm going to have to flip the page over. After this next line, because I'm running out of real estate on here. Yeah, the DVD I got a DVD with this one too, and this is from 2007. So I'm turning it over just so I get more wood underneath the ruler. Okay, what line are we on here? Okay, this one here. That one. And that one. $1964. Oh my goodness. So you got the one with the wax paper bags in it. You got one of the original ones. My goodness. I'm going to get cramps in my finger after this if I don't slice off my index finger. All right. Holy moly. You following me with this? Okay. Yeah, I'll probably go over this a couple more times, but not tonight. You don't want to see me going over this again and again and again. But this is hard stuff. At least it isn't as hard as drilling that number 76 drill bit into that little nozzle, which was next to impossible. I'd say it is impossible because there's no room to do it. I had to put a notch on the edge of them and run the brass rod on the edge of the thing instead of through the center of it in a hole. Man, the last three are real close together. Whew. I'm trying not to breathe too heavy while I'm doing this. I'm like holding my breath. One more. Yeah, move my finger out of the way. I gotta slice the edge of the finger off on the very last one. Uh-uh. Okay. Okay. So I can see him, but I bet you can't see him. Oh man. According to eBay, I got this kit in 2002 for $14.98 with free shipping out of West Virginia. All right. I remember when I used to buy these kits through the Walters catalog when they were real thick with lots of kits and detail parts. I'm just trying to catch up on the chat over here. I get so nervous watching Tom making those long cuts. How do you think I feel? Hey, Al, good to see you in here. I missed you when you popped in. This is the one quite the challenge. It's good to show the folks when they see one of these well built, they should grab it. I know it will look killer when you're done with it. There you go. Yeah, I need a drink. I got to have some water here. So that was 15 lines. I'll have to go over it a couple more times, but I ain't going to do it tonight in front of you. But what I am going to have to do is I'll just put this off to the side for right now. Maybe you can see, I don't know if you can see the scribe lines in it. Probably not, but there, they're there because you saw me doing it. But you know what? This thing right here is underneath where I'm doing that. So that's where I have to cut it from. But this is just the spacer right here. So I'm going to see if there's anything else that I could do right now. Reggie read a kit he didn't like. Well, I'm going to have to build those legs, but before I build the legs, I'm going to have to put these scribe lines on there again. So let me go over it one more time tonight, and then we'll call it a night because I got to take this thing off of here and then use this right here to cut the cross braces on it. I got a batch of 14 kits a couple years back for $200. We're supposed to be mildew free. Right, kills all good boxes only stink. Yeah, yeah. Some of my older ones, you could tell how old they are. I think I only got one that's really old. Uh, where, where did I put it? Oh, I put it in the other room. My most recent completed structure, I did photo lamination. Really enjoyed it. Not craftsman quality, of course, but I finally quit the technique. We'll try it again. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, cut again. I'm still working on my drinks. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut them because I gotta have to lift this off of here. Let me do this cut with my goggles on this time. I said I was gonna put my goggles on, but I didn't. And Debbie cut my hair, and the goggles don't fit now that I have no hair. So I got to tighten up the goggles a little bit. All right, there we go. All right, so let me get this top one up here again. That is close to the edge. Yeah, once I get this second pass on here, I'll be able to take it off the paper, and I'll be able to see it mucho better. And hopefully, I don't go too deep into it. I need a longer reach. There we go. Yeah, that's looking good. Okay. Goodness gracious. Great balls of fire. Yeah, this will look good when it's done. Because that other one that I did had the water tank on it. I didn't have to uh, do the scribe lines in it, but I think were they already in there or what? But it looked really nice. The one kit that I got from Alpuglisi. Got to shift my hand. And LEDs on my structure. I like to add them too. There's some of them that I don't add them to, but I got LEDs in all of them. I just have to wire it up here on my layout. It makes them look good. And I use yellow for the older lamps from the 50s. Looks really good. Uh-oh, that moved. Turn that over now. I think my battery just died on my cell phone. It just went boop. I guess I got to put it on a charger. Okay, here's this one right here. That one wants to move off of it right there. Yeah, look at me with that painstaking long cuts. Yeah, health will do shit like that to you. But you got to take care of your health first. Only a few more left. It looks like one of them drifted off a little bit. Uh-oh. Yeah, I drifted off on one of them the last time, I guess. That one there. 1, 2, 3. This is the fifth one up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I got a double cut over there on that one. It drifted off a little bit. And the 3 close ones. Okay. Almost 2 more. Okay. Last one. It slid off there too. This thing bounces on this thing. Okay, there we go. All right. I'm going to undo this from here. I cut through the tape on that one three times. I'll have to remove that one later. There we go. Slice that one through. Come on, get off of there. Get off my finger. I don't want to get off my finger. Let me throw these away. I got the real small LED from Amazon, I think it was, with a pigtail on it. And then I added JST connector to the end of it. Really, really small. And I think they're 12 volts. So there's all of that. I just got to get this one piece of tape off of here. There we go. That wasn't too hard. Sliced 3 times. All right, so there's that. I'll go over it one more time and try to get it a little bit deeper, because we got to go over it with this monofilament line, and that looks like it's pretty thin. Not quite sure how thick it is. So it looks pretty thin right there. Cut a hole in here like this. There's the end of it. See how that would fit on there. Yeah, I might have to go a little bit deeper. It's on there, but have to go a little bit more. Might have to do a couple of more passes on it. But we're going to have to cut these precisely. The flat side, like that. Oh my goodness. So that's going to be a lot of cutting. 1, 2, there's going to be 4 of them for each one of the legs. So you're not going to want to see me doing that, because it's going to take forever to do that. But I'll just go through one of them. So I'm going to have to cut a bunch of them like that. A whole mess of them. So the bottom one's shorter. Let me see the bottom ones. So I might have to separate the top ones from the bottom ones too, huh? Yeah, because the bottom ones are shorter than the top ones. So I'm going to have to keep them separate. But I'll just start them off so you can see what they're like. Yeah, hope I don't sneeze. So that looks about the same length there, but okay. So let me put this one up against that one. I got a little piece left over right there. Yeah, well, they're the same length. it's they look different, but they're the same length. Okay, but that's how you cut them. So one, two. So you got four of them for the leg. So I got to do 12 more like that, and I'm not going to do it here. Yeah, I make a lot of mistakes. So don't worry about that. Nothing related to my alcohol consumption, I don't think. Okay. Oh, you lost power. Okay. Okay. Change the landscaping colors for the grass. Oh my goodness. That's why I use a blend. I mix like about four different colors together, so you can't mess it up. So N-gauge stuff is dying off. Uh-oh. Special sources to keep it expensive too. Oh my goodness. Yeah, and scale seems like they got a lot of stuff on it now, more than they did before. So I'm not sure why you're having that issue right there. Okay. So let me cut two more, and then I'll head on over to the other area. So cut them precisely. This is going to be fun gluing these. One flat and one on the edge. And my carpenter shop's going to have a lot of scraps in it. Well, they're not going too bad. Huh. I'll do a couple more. Yeah, when you know it, before the end of the night, I'll have them all done. Huh? Nah, I won't. Prices have increased as soon as tariffs got mentioned, and like all things, the stores just went and upped everything. Yeah, yeah. And I noticed on Facebook there's a coalition. Everybody's going nuts. But not all of it's made in China. Scenic Express, they do all their stuff locally, I think, in Pennsylvania. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do there. I'm going to go back over to the other computer and see if I can catch up on some of this chat here. I have to dismantle all old layout and move all my train stuff. Wow. Yeah, I did that on my last layout. Uh, I ended up having to destroy most of it. Okay, so I'm going to head over to the other one. I got to put my this back on a charger. Oh, this time it'll take me 30 seconds. See you at the other side. All right, I'm back. Let me get that off of the thing so we don't get an echo over there. Okay. Okay. Might make another layout. Oh my goodness. There we go. But in N and G. Oh, maybe an opportunity to conduct triage and make improvements to overall layouts. Well, I made a lot of improvements on my stuff. Going to you be able to reuse Russ or start over. I'm going to reuse everything I can. Some scenery I worked really hard on. Yeah, all the stuff that I did on Leakin Creek that I had on the L girder construction, I wasn't able to save. I was able to save the bracing for it underneath, but as far as the layout itself, I was able to get the track off. I got the track off of the layout, but as far as you know, dismantling it as a whole, there was no way of doing that. Well, I posted on videos. What's my issues has been, who knows? Okay, so let me go back a little bit further and see what was going on. Yeah, I'm not sure why you're having issues with the N scale colors on the stuff. You using woodland scenic stuff? Okay. All right. You got the LEDs and stuff like that. Okay. It's going to be too hard to catch up on all that crap. All right. I'm going to show you what we've been doing out in the yard. Now on Monday I showed you some of the bird or the what was it uh, the rabbits fighting, and we got some bunny rabbits and birds going on over here. So we'll do that, and I'll put the uh, end credits up so you can see that. Okay, but this is what we're doing in the front yard because it's nice outside. This was last night. There he is. Okay. That's the first time we've seen a cardinal. We always see blue jays, but that was the first cardinal we've seen this spring.
Oh, did they fly away?
No, the cardinal's behind the bush. Ah. Well, probably by the end of the week, he'll have all those little white flowers eaten up. You get a prize for 300?
No.
Well, all right. Take care, Reggie. Happy Nurses Week. Hello. Yeah, you looking at me? Yeah. There's one bird up on top of the feeder.
The carnival's eating the bird seed.
Oh, yeah, Blue Jay been cleaning your gutters. The woodpeckers have been coming up and banging the gutters in the morning, waking us up. I'm in the wrong place. Okay.
Take my picture if you want.
I'm taking a video.
Oh, you are?
Mm-hmm.
He's cleaning himself. I'm glad I waited.
We got 2 rabbits and 3 squirrels in the front and about 4 squirrels in the back.
A frog.
Yeah, there goes the frog. He's right over here.
Look.
He's real close.
Man, they're starving. It's still eating.
He found a nice little spot underneath the hibiscus, and he just stays there most of the day, and then comes out in the evening. Well, we got a lot of them in there. You got a ways to go there, buddy. I had the sprinkler on about an hour and a half this morning in the front, and he didn't move. That's Debbie's pet now. Don't tell her shotgun. All right, good night. We'll see you again. If you got Rumble, come on Friday, 7 p.m. Well, we're supposed to get some thunderstorms, but
I don't believe so.
I don't think so. Well, it's starting to get cloudy again, but look at that. But I don't think so.
Huey?
Oh, there he goes. Yeah, vegetable garden is kind of impossible even with all the squirrels around here. It's hard enough to keep the bird feeders filled up. The squirrels go up there and knock all the seed on the ground. Betty Rabbit's still over there eating the flowers. Okay, that's the end of it. All right. Let me show you where. Now he decided. This is from the before I got before. Let's see. Nope. I think I got it in here where and relax and enjoy the day, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Did what?
You're not playing it.
Let me see if I found. Oh, here he is. Sitting. He's hiding underneath the hibiscus. He's saying, "I got a nice, cool spot right here, huh? Yeah. No birds will be bothering me today, huh? Uh-huh. Okay. Hey, Mike, how you doing? They still make HO scale roadbed. Yes, they do. You can get them at anywhere. There's another hobby shops anywhere. Up there. They was fighting up in this tree up there before. All right, that's enough for the bird stuff. All right. Yes. Yeah, you can get it. In fact, I just bought 2 boxes of it at an estate sale a couple last month. Yeah, squirrels dig my planter boxes and bury nuts all summer. Yeah, they've been burying nuts all everywhere around here. Okay, let me see if I can. HO scale roadbed. They got their foam woodland scenics. Here, let me do this right here. Boom. Walters, 1273 5-pack. Midwest Model Railroad. Yeah, this stuff right here. Yeah, I bought just bought 2 boxes of it for $25 at an estate sale last month. Yeah, you could even get it on Amazon. Right there. $75 a box. I'm sure you can get it cheaper. Where can I? Yankee Dabbler. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Yankee Dabbler. HO. HO cork roadbed. There you go. So $54.99 for a box of 25 pieces, 3-foot length. There you go. But yeah, check around hobby shops in your area. You should be able to find them. It just seemed hard to get. They're around. Cork is hard to find out there now. No one has it in our hobby shops. They're way back ordered. Really? Oh my goodness. Well, I'm glad that I found it at an estate sale. What about the foam, woodland scenic foam? I used that one time in Pennsylvania. What part of Pennsylvania? If he was in Florida, you'd be able to get it from any train shows because the Joe from Regal Railway, he sells it at all the shows. even, not just his own shows, but he goes to all the other train shows and sells the stuff there. Flex Track and the other stuff, all the other good stuff. Yeah, Woodland Scenic foam. I used that Woodland Scenic foam, but um, it crushes too easily. So Southwestern, okay. Pittsburgh, huh? All right. So you should be able to find stuff up there pretty easily. Um, I'm gonna put the end screen up in here. We'll give you a long one with all the toots, all the whistles and stuff. The Shay, because I like that one. Okay. Thank you all for stopping in. If you got Rumble, come see me on Friday. I do it Monday, Wednesday, and Friday here, Tom Kovichak channel. Here, let me show you the channel right here. There you go. See, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. There we go. And on Tom's Trains, I do a lot of other stuff. I did couple on Harper's Ferry. I did Ellicott Station Museum just not too long ago, North Carolina Transportation Museum. I did pick up 50 Flex Track. All right. Good to hear. So let me put the toots and stuff on. We got some rail fans over there. There we go. Somerset. Okay. All right.
Aboard the Tomstrains. My name is Josh.
Okay. Just be posting the video on there. There you go. That's Dallas Woods and City Food College. That's Dallas City College. No problem. That's what we're here for. Enjoy the whistles. We got 10 minutes of it.
fall off. Feet off straight for about 15 to 20 minutes. 20 minutes probably.
I'll get a video of it. Water tower. I'll show you the email I got from this folder. Okay, there it is. Right there's the email right there. They got a video, but the video just shows some of the other stuff that they got. Let me put it up here. It has the Shay at the end of it.
And up and each striking Christmas scheme. Or CSX, don't Class D shades. I've got a
Okay, there we go.
unlettered pre-production sample here in my hands. These models, I know you guys have been waiting for it for a while, but we had a little bit of a tweak to the tooling because believe it or not, a lot of you who have logging railroads asked us to make sure that it can navigate 18-inch curves on your railroad. And so we went through, we tweaked the tooling, and now it's complete, and we're able to do that. So now you have about another 6 weeks to get orders in for these locomotives. These locomotives will be coming in the fall, so make sure that you do so and get your orders in.
Well, it's got a
Because
long
we're only gonna
auxiliary
build these
tender on it
order.
too.
We're not going to add any extras. So if you don't get your pre-order in, you're unfortunately going to miss out on these models. But the order deadline for these models is June 5th. That's all we've got for this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and make sure you follow us on social media for more updates on future projects. Thank you so much for your patience and for watching. We'll have more updates coming up later on. So thanks again for watching. Have a good rest of your day. We'll see you soon.
Okay. There you go. There you have it. Okay. Yeah, that looks nice looking one. I'm going to have to go on their site to see how much it costs. I haven't looked it up yet, but I just got that yesterday. So thanks for stopping in. If you got Rumble, check me out on Monday, in fact, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday over there. So there you go. See ya. Bye-bye. Auf Wiedersehen.